Hey there everybody, Mike Falvo here from the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and tonight is the night that we've all been waiting for. Tonight we introduce you to the 24 individuals who are going to be enshrined into the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Now a couple of days ago we told you we have two major announcements for you tonight. Obviously the big one being the 24 who are going to be enshrined into the Hall, but we have one other announcement to make for you, but that's going to come up here in just a couple of minutes, so stay tuned. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about the Hall, who we are, and what we do. The International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame is a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to preserving the rich and colorful history of professional wrestling. We are also recognized by the New York State Board of Regents as a historical education institution. Now, like I said, we have two major announcements for you this evening. Obviously, the big one gonna be the announcement of those that are going into the Hall of Fame. Well, here's the first one. In August of 2021, we're going to be hosting our inaugural Hall of Fame celebration happening right here in the Capital Region. It's going to be a weekend-long celebration of professional wrestling, culminating in the induction of our inaugural class on Saturday, August 28th at the Desmond Hotel in downtown Albany. Now we're going to have hotel and ticket information coming out in the next coming weeks, but if you want early access, sign up for the newsletter right here on the website. Also, the holidays are right around the corner, so you can stop by the IPWHF shop and pick up t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, or really any other goodies that you want for that pro wrestling fan in the family, or it's always good to treat yourself to something nice. And since we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, you can make a donation to the Hall. It is tax deductible. You can make that tax deductible donation to the Hall at the address listed below. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the evening. It is my pleasure to introduce to you somebody who is no stranger to the world of professional wrestling. He is the director of our selection committee. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Bob Bridla.
Hall of Fame is pleased to announce the inaugural class of 2021. The IPWHF ballot was formulated by a ballot committee which consisted of 5 people. They were Mark Hewitt of the United States, Dr. Nathan Hayton of Canada, Koji Miyamoto of Japan, Jimmy Wheeler of England, and I served as the chairman. The other 4 members of the committee that I just mentioned are considered 4 of the most knowledgeable wrestling historians in the world today. I acted primarily as a moderator and a facilitator to arrive at a consensus ballot that we all could agree upon. The ballot had 6 categories with 15 candidates in each category. A voting committee consisting of 43 voters from around the world selected their choices based on each candidate's contributions to the art of professional wrestling. Each voter could select up to 5 choices per category, and a cover letter that accompanied the ballot informed each voter that the top 4 vote getters in each category would be inducted. Each wrestler on the ballot was considered to be worthy of induction honors, but practical considerations only allowed us to induct the top 4 vote getters in each category. Lady wrestlers, tag teams, and ancillary personnel, such as managers, announcers, promoters, etc., were included on the ballot, but none of them achieved enough votes for induction honors. The ballot committee is working on changes to ensure that these categories will be represented in the future. So, now we will give you each division and the inductees in that division. I will give the inductees' names in alphabetical order. The first division is the posthumous pre-1925 North American division. He is as well known for his long ring career of 6,000 matches as he is for training his proteges, Martin Farmer Burns. Authors are still writing books and articles about this man's legendary career and life. Frank Gotch. His stranglehold was feared by opponents, and his name inspired another famous wrestler to use the same name, the Strangler, Evan Lewis. He was called the Solid Man of Sport, and he became the first commissioner for the New York State Athletic Commission, William Muldoon. The next category is the posthumous pre-1925 European, Asian, African, Australian, Central South American, and New Zealand division. He was undefeated in 5 decades of competition. Ghulam Mohammed, also known as the Great Gama. This man was a champion in both weightlifting and wrestling. The Russian Lion, George Hackenschmidt. He was known for his brutal matches as well as his legendary death at sea. Yusuf Ismail, better known as the Terrible Turk. This Frenchman won the first World Greco-Roman Wrestling Championship in 1898. Paul Pons. The next category is the post-1925 North American division. He was a 5-time world champion who was feared for his famed headlock. Robert Frederick, better known as Ed Strangler Lewis. This man held both the WWWF and the NWA world titles and was one of the most charismatic villains throughout his long career. Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers. When the term living legend is used, wrestling fans think of only one man, Bruno Sammartino. In 1937, at the age of 21, he became the youngest world champion and went on to hold the NWA title many more times. Lou Thez. The next division is the posthumous post-1925 European, Asian, African, Australian, Central South American, and New Zealand division. This man started as a baseball player and became one of Japan's most famous wrestlers and promoters, Shohei Baba. He started as a sumo wrestler and later became an international professional wrestling star, Ricky Dozan. His appearance in The Princess Bride garnered as many accolades as his professional wrestling career. Andre the Giant Rousimov. This Polish strongman won the world title 3 times and later became a very successful wrestling promoter in South America, Stanislaus Zbyszko. The next division is the living European, Asian, African, Australian, Central South American, and New Zealand category. He invented the Dragon Sleeper and the Dragon Suplex and was twice the WWWF Junior Heavyweight Champion, Tatsumi Fujinami. He headlined a show that drew 190,000 fans, the greatest number of fans ever to attend a pro wrestling event. He later became a successful Japanese politician, Antonio Inoki. He was both a champion wrestler and a movie star in his native Mexico. He also appeared on 3 postage stamps, Mil Mascaras. He's the only wrestler ever to hold the WWF and the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championships simultaneously, Satoru Sayama, better known as Tiger Mask. The final division is the living North American category. This man held the world title at least 16 times, the dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair. He is a second-generation wrestler who has wrestled in every major promotion throughout the world, and he still found time to appear in a number of motion pictures. Terry Funk. He won Olympic wrestling medals, amateur boxing titles, professional wrestling championships, and he even appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine in 1957. He is a great gentleman who can crush your hand to pieces. Danny Hodge. And the last person in the inaugural class of 2021 is a man whose name is synonymous with the modern era of professional wrestling, Hulk Hogan. I want to take this opportunity to thank members of the ballot committee, members of the voting pool, and members of the board of directors who have been very supportive throughout this process. If anyone is interested in reading the rules and regulations governing the induction process of the International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, you will be able to find these posted on the IPWHF.org website. Thank you very much, and I hope we see you in Albany in August of 2021 for the inductions.
That's going to do it for us here at the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Once again, everybody, we want to thank you for your continued love and support. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary a couple of days ago, so once again, we say thank you for all your continued love and support. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Pro Wrestling Hall. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we are on Twitter and TikTok. So don't forget to find us, share us, and add us. And also don't forget you can make a tax-deductible donation to the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame at the address listed below. So on behalf of everybody here at the IPWHF, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you, and we'll see you in August for our Hall of Fame celebration.